With us for more, Jonathan Greenblatt, CEO and National Director of the Anti-Defamation League. He wrote the book, It Could Happen Here, Why America is Tipping from Hate to the Unthinkable and How We Can Stop It. Jonathan, tell us about the march today. It was about your very book, How We Can Stop It.
Yeah, I mean, the march today, Stephanie, was unlike anything that I've ever been involved with. I mean, the only thing that I would adjust from your lead-in, it wasn't tens of thousands of people, Stephanie. It was hundreds of thousands. The reports that I heard tonight were upwards of 300,000 people on the mall. And you had folks who came in, Jews and non-Jews, from all political parties, from all corners of the country, and at least the Jewish people from all different levels of observance. It was a multi-ethnic, multi-racial crowd, but they had American flags and Israeli flags. They sang the national anthem and the Israeli national anthem. And it was full of light and hope and joy. And so even in this moment of heartbreak, and to see that opening, Stephanie, to see those hostage families interviewed, it absolutely breaks your heart. This was a moment of joy that I think all of us really needed.
When you talk about all of these people coming together, that means Republicans and Democrats. It is very rare that we see bipartisanship today. How did that come together?
I mean, it's really extraordinary. You had Mike Johnson and Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer all holding hands and Joni Ernst on the stage. I've never seen that before. I don't know if we'll see it again. And you had people in the crowd, some with MAGA hats. I saw them, red Make America Great Again hats. And then other people who were clearly like with LGBTQ pride flags with, Jewish stars on them. And they were marching arm in arm, standing there together. How many causes in our country, Stephanie, allow us to finally break free of this partisan gridlock? How many causes today allow people not to be on the red or blue team, but to be on one team, an American team? It was incredibly inspiring.
Then let's unfortunately talk about the darkness, which is what actually brought people there today. Where do you think this war is heading? We have not seen hostages released in weeks, and the death toll in Gaza is rising by the day.
Yeah, I mean, look, you have to be so hard of heart to look at this and not just weep. I mean, I weep for these Israeli hostages whose seizure and the murder of their families is what started this whole war. And I weep for the Palestinian families who are now suffering. First, they suffered under Hamas, and now they're suffering from the Israeli bombardment. But make no mistake, I don't think the Jewish state has much of a choice when the leaders from Hamas say they will do this, as they did, literally, their words, not mine. We will do October 7th again and again and again. And their charter drives them, directs them to kill Jews wherever they are. So look, where's this war heading? I hope that the Biden administration, which has been so good, will push for the release of the hostages. I hope the international community will come together and free Gaza from Hamas. And I hope that eventually the hate that seems to be so powerful right now will subside as the community comes together to rebuild, because the people of Gaza deserve better. They deserve better than this.
That is a crucial hope. And while you're hoping for that, we are seeing anti-Semitism rise in this country. I mean, spike from city to city, state to state. How do we deal with that?
It's a tsunami of hate right now. And what we talked about on your show for years that we saw from the extreme right, now it's coming from the hard left. People walking and chanting slogans like, Palestine will be free from the river to the sea. From the river to the sea, Stephanie, in 2023 is like Germany for Germans in 1933. It's intentionally eliminationist. And we as Jews know what it means. So where do we go from here? Number one, our leaders need to lead. We need leaders from the left to push back on this kind of hate, to say dignity and equality for Palestinians will not come at the expense of Israelis. Like, we need to do this together.
And how do you, though, not fight hate with hate? Because Islamophobia is on the rise at the same time.
Look, I'm not going to dispute the fact that hate is a problem, whoever it is directed at, right? But I'm tracking, as you just showed the numbers, almost 30 acts of anti-Semitism every day. These aren't complaints. These aren't allegations. These are events we have verified. Assaults. A Jewish man was murdered last week, right? Jewish people are being assaulted. Quote unquote Zionist businesses are being vandalized. Kids are being harassed. So that's what I'm focused on. That's what I know is happening. And that's what needs to stop once and for all. You know what? You can be upset about policies in the Middle East, Stephanie, but that is not an excuse to brutalize and harass Jewish people in America. No way, no how, not here, not now.
All forms of hate cannot be tolerated. Jonathan, thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate it.